Here is Nita, the engineer, who was finalizing her last day in the corporate world. She signs out from her computer at 5, goes home, calls family and says, people, this was my last day. I am shifting gears. I'm taking on music full time. What was the reaction? 1, of your family. 2, I am sure society, your friends, and then the general society. What was the reaction when you told them, you know what, I'm now going full time into music?
There are people who knew before, like before they...
For them, they saw it from the beginning. They were like, oh no, once I know.
For example, the day I decided this was it,
yes.
Like, I don't know, I was seated at my desk, it's afternoon, I don't know what was happening. There weren't a lot of people happy, but I think there was something specific I was working on that I was like, nayendi kuchiwan. So my boss came back, took her to the boardroom, sat her down and said, you know, this is the day.
Yeah.
But I had told her before, that like 2 years before, that I'm interested in music and at some point I want to get into it. So she knew that day was coming, but maybe she didn't know that it was coming then or it was coming that soon.
She didn't know the timing, but
she knew. Anytime, this girl is going to tell me, this is the end of the road. So my siblings, some of them knew, like, I've been doing music. So they know I'm a musician and they know I'm trying to do it a bit more. So I'd sort of had the conversation, like not exactly this is going to be the day, but they knew at one point, that's something I was going to do. My parents.
Continue.
So my parents, I didn't. Of course, they see you performing once in a while here, there, but they think, hobby. Exactly, her hobby. So I didn't, when I resigned, I didn't tell them, because between resignation and last day, there is, there was some time.
3 weeks.
3 months, actually.
3 months, yes.
So I didn't tell them, because I didn't want to have the conversation of, I didn't want it to be like I'm asking them.
Yes.
I wanted it to be like I'm informing them.
Hey guys, this is the... Okay.
Yes. So I didn't tell them. But like a week to my last day, I told my dad, you see, this is what is happening. I resigned, And then he's like, can't you go back? Can't you ask them for your job back? So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, yes, I'm leaving the 9 to 5 thing. I'm going to do music, but maybe I'll do some, consultancy on the side. Like, that's what I had in mind, and that's what I told him.
Yeah.
So I guess that sort of softened the thing for him. Okay. Yeah, but of course, in his mind, he's like, can't they take you back? Or he wanted to know that.
Both of them at the same time.
Or can't they give you more money? Can't you talk to them?
Most of the time they think it's about money.
So that was a conversation with my dad. My mom was sick at the time.
Oh dear.
So I didn't want to make things worse.
Yes.
So I told her a month after my last day. And part of the reason I told her is because, in MTN there's this thing where they give you like minutes for your parents.
Yeah.
Now, of course, that thing was going to end. So my mom sees her minutes, all of a sudden are not acting the way they're supposed to be acting. So, I had to spill the beans and say, this is what happened.
Because of...
But I think my mom, because at some point she had been encouraging me to do like events and sing at it, because she goes to weddings and she sees people sing and she knows her daughter sing. So it's like, why don't you also do this? So I think she understood a bit more.
Okay.
She just wanted to know, how are you going to make money, or how are you going to survive?
Yeah.
Are you prepared? Are you? So
Were you scared when you like on the last day? Because for me, on the last day, when I got back home, it hit me that, hey, Salvador, you have resigned, you have left. What next? Were you scared? And if you were, what is that one thing, that motivation, that one belief that made you say, you know what? I can do this. But were you scared initially?
Not really, honestly. Like,
you knew?
I knew this time was like I had known for many years.
Prepared.
Yes, I had known for many years that this day is coming. But I also knew that if I don't do it now, I probably won't. Yeah, like at some point you have to cut the cord, as they say. When the energy is there, when the love, exactly. So I had this. Of course, people ask you, they think you're crazy, and then you're like, "Am I also crazy?" You know, like you think about it. Am I crazy? You know, is something wrong? Will I probably regret this and that? But I think the time between when I told my boss and when I actually left was quite a while.
Yes.
So I had time to think. And I think I also had a sort of thought of, because the work I was doing it's a bit of a versatile role.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like engineering specifically.
You're supposed to do everything.
So you can sort of move into a different industry and do the same role. So I thought, you know, if the worst comes to the worst, I can find something or all of that. But I was like, yeah, let's go see what's out there. I'm probably a bit crazy, but
I know it will work. You see, I like using myself as an example, because this is really you are my life on the other side. When the comedy for me started building up, I never knew I was going to leave. But there was that point, that incident that happened to me that made me say, you know what? If I don't leave now, I will make it bad for me. Because I remember I went to, for those who don't know, we used to work late in the night. We had what they call cutovers. This was work we had to do in the night when people are sleeping, so that service is not majorly interrupted. So I had a cutover on a day that I had a comedy show. But you know those cutovers start late.
Yes.
So I went for my comedy show, and then I came at about midnight, prepared my scripts. I had the guy in the field, and we did a cutover up to about 6 a.m. So what happens is, if you leave at 6 a.m., definitely you need some time to rest.
To rest, yes.
So as I was resting, my boss, my supervisor, you know him, I'll not mention him. I'll be giving him credit for nothing. So my supervisor comes, and 8 o'clock, I'm not there. 9 o'clock, I'm not there. Midday, I'm not there. And instead of asking around, he assumed automatically
You just hadn't come
I was
to
at
work.
the comedy night, and I spent the night out drinking with my friends, so I was recovering from hangover. No questions asked, no what, just goes ahead to write a very damning email and copies everybody who had to be copied. So my phone is ringing, everyone is calling me from office. So I finally wake up at about 2, and I pick up, and they're telling me, boss, check your email. It's going down. Anytime now, you are leaving. I said, what? So I check the email, and I see the thread of even
Fire.
Examples, photos attached of me on stage. So what I did was to call the person I worked with from planning, because it was planning, fixed lines, and then the person in the field. So I just got the emails, because they were not copied in the email. So what I did, I got those emails, and then I put them in the thread. And I said, guys, I was working. What hurt me the most is there was no apology. But, oh, sorry, I was wrong. And they said, next time inform us. I was like, Basically, you have no shape. So I was like, in case this is to happen. So basically, I realized I was a target. Just in case I was to mess up. And chances were there that I would mess up. I said, you know what? That very day, I didn't even give the 3 months notice.
Yeah.
Me, I had no 3 months notice. I just made up my mind. I actually drove from home, came to office, bam. So, you, Nita, I want to know. Because for you, at least you knew, you planned. But I am sure there is that point where you say, today is the day I write that letter. Over, it was all in the plan.
So, in my mind, every year you postpone. You're like, I'm going to, then, but no, not yet. No, not yet. No, not yet. We first have to do this. We first have to do that. So the day I told my boss,
yes,
I'm just sitting at my, because all along, every year comes and but there is this date that has to come.
Yes.
So that day I was sitting at the desk, I said, this is it. like, I don't know what happened,
There was
but I
nothing
think
that pushed you.
no, there was. I don't remember exactly what was happening. I think there was some. Of course, you know that environment. There's always something.
There's something.
But I think in that particular moment, it wasn't even the worst thing that had ever happened. But it was just. I think I was reading an email. It was some situation happened.
Yeah.
Not the worst, like I said, but it was just that of. But why am I still doing this?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know.
Why am I still doing, like, I'm just seated, I'm like, but why am I still doing this? So then I told her, then of course there's a conversation of first weight. I had the conversation with my head of department he knew what I wanted to do. Of course people don't think you're serious, like how do you move from this to that?
Yes.
So he knew what I wanted to do, but he also knew my issues.
Yeah.
You know, for example, I was the role I had been in, it was understaffed.
Yeah.
And I had been talking about it for years.
Yeah.
You know, we need more people. And it had never been dealt with.
Yeah.
So basically you're dealing with that stress, but you're also thinking about, I know that I want to be doing something else. So there was that 1 or 2 months of think about it. We could do this. We could increase your salary. We could, all those conversations happened. But then I thought about it. But the day came when I said, no, I'm writing this letter. So I wrote the letter.
It has to happen.
Yeah. So when I wrote the letter, the car was moving. I think people always thought I'm going to reverse.
Yeah.
Like there was enough time, people kept thinking, because of what I said I was going to do, people assume, you're going to reverse. Others think, she has another job. Others, they think you're lying or you're traveling, you're going out of the country, many things. But like, there was that moment, like you said, and then there was the time of, stay. You can do both.
You can do both.
There are many people who do both.
Yes.
But for me, I wasn't that kind of person. Like, I'm the person who really gives my all on the
For those
job.
who don't understand, engineers give 100% to whatever they are doing. There's nothing like half. But I can do this and that. It's very, very hard.
Yeah.
It is very, very hard.
Again, I take your call, believe when you say that you miss me. Again, I let you in, agree when you say you wanna see me, but it's so